Right, we are live. Okay. Alright guys, back here again. My name is Michael Cash. This time we have a video for you doing bash scripting. So I'm doing this for Dr. Ponz's class. Instead of ethical hacking this time, we're doing it for embedded operating systems. So it should be fun. We'll go through like 2 scripts, and then after we'll probably kind of modify one of them to see if we can implement the second one inside of the first one, just to see, play around and just see how bash scripting works in this context. So a little bit about bash scripting. Bash scripting is basically just, as it sounds, a scripting language used in a shell for Linux. So in this case, we're actually using the bash shell. An actual bash script is just basically a plain text file that has any commands that you actually write into your command line interface. Basically the same type of commands you will put in the command line or commands that you'll actually write into a bash script. The only thing is the bash script makes it a lot easier when you have a lot of commands you're trying to execute sequentially, or in a case. So a bash script kind of eases the workload of a developer, just putting everything into one script and having that script run. So just a conventional use that all bash scripts usually end in a .sh extension. Even if this is Linux, we know Linux doesn't care about extensions as long as the file can execute. But as I said, just for conventional use, we'll put the .sh at the end. So just to get started here, we'll actually go to I'll change into my desktop directory. And here we'll just actually write the 2 scripts and then implement them and whatnot. So the first script is basically just a file finder, if you will. We'll have the script run, and then we'll enter a name of a file. And then if the file is in the directory, we will print out an echo saying this file exists or something like that. And if it doesn't exist, then we'll put out another echo message. So we'll just start. I'll do a gedit, and I don't know, I'll just name it sample, whatever. And then I'll just put some simple line. This is a sample for bash scripting. Save it and then exit out. Yeah, don't worry about that. So as you can see from my desktop here, and then also in my directory, you see the sample file we just created. So now we'll create an actual bash script to locate files and then print out whether the file exists or not. So let's do another gedit, but this time we'll name it bash find, and then we'll put the .sh extension at the end so it knows that it's a bash script. So in all bash scripts, you will actually put this pound exclamation point, no spaces, it has to be connected, and then /bin/bash, where the actual bash program is. You actually have to have the full extension so it can know where to find the shell you're looking for to know how to actually run these commands. The pound exclamation point is actually what's it called? It has a name. It is actually called the, if I could find it here. Hey, what's it called here? I have to look that up. But yeah, the pound exclamation point actually has a name to it, which I don't really remember at this point, but no use, but I know it has a name. So after this, we'll just put another pound sign, and this is just a comment line. This is a script for finding files, whatever. Now to start our script, we'll put actually clear, just whatever you may have in your prompt at the time when you run the script. It'll just clear it out. So we'll actually make a we'll put an echo and say enter file name. And we'll say enter file name with extension if it exists. If it contains whatever. Alright, so from here we'll actually read it and we'll name the variable read my file. And so now we'll actually just put a statement saying if, and we'll use the rectangular brackets, and you actually have to put a space here because we're using a argument as -f, which means that whatever the file you're whatever variable you're looking for, if it's a file and it exists, then it'll execute the rest of the if statement. So I actually ran into the problem earlier where I had it like this. There was no space between the brackets and the -f, and it kept giving me an error. So you have to actually put a space between this, then another space, and then the name of your file in or the name of your variable in quotations, which mine is my file. And then I just put another space just in case, and then I close the bracket. And then from here you use a semicolon to close or to end that part of the if statement. Then you put then. Then we'll make a new line and just kind of tab just for a white space just in case. And then we'll use echo your file. And then we'll actually put, wait, coming back up here, I actually have to put a cash sign so it actually reads the value of my file. So here we'll do your file, and then we'll actually do the same thing, cache my file exists, and then we'll come down here and we'll say else echo your file does not exist or is not in this directory. And then to actually end the if statement, you have to actually write the reverse of if, which is just 5, and that actually closes out the if statement. So it's like once you put if, and then where the semicolon is will actually be the like squiggly brackets in C. Then the end of the squiggly bracket will be the phi. So this actually makes your if statement. So here I'll just put exit 0 just in case, and then save this. And then we'll close it. So you can see my shell script is right here. Now if I would try to run this using // and then the name of my file, which is -find.sh, you can see it says permission denied because I haven't actually given the rights to be an executable file. So what I need to do is I need to use the command chmod and then u, the plus sign, and x, which means user plus executable, and then the name of my file, which will be /find.sh, and then enter. So now I should be good with executing. You see we still have the 2 files here as we can actually see on the display. So if I actually run the script /find.sh, enter file with extension. Alright, well actually let's say we'll just put in, alright, we'll put in sample for now. Your file exists. Great. So now let's go back into gedit with the /find.sh. Okay, just making sure. Alright, so let's run it again. This time let's put a different file name. Let's just put ghat, whatever. your file does not exist or is in directory. So this shows that whatever commands you put into a script and that you make executable for a bash can actually be ran just like it is for any other command that you would put in the terminal. So let's move on. Alright, so from where we left off, we were about to write another script. This script actually, you enter three values, three numeric values, and then you actually have an option list. It'll give you two options to determine, depending on your input, it'll either add the three numeric values or you'll get the mean of the three numeric values. So here we'll actually do a gedit again, and we'll name it what? I'm just gonna put whatever, doesn't matter. .sh, run that. Once again, for a bash script, you actually have to put the pound exclamation point /bin/bash. Put a comment just for clarity. This script either adds three values or gives the mean of the three values. Alright, so to start off again, we're gonna do a clear. And then now, what bash script actually does, when you declare a variable, if you don't specify the type of the variable, it'll automatically assume it's a string. So back in the other script, if we were to put a number and then we would try to add a number, well, as you will see in this one, if we would try to add the numbers and we don't declare that they're integers, it will actually just print out the string of the three numbers with the plus sign. So to actually make your variable an integer, you have to use the declare keyword -i, which says you are declaring this variable to be an integer, and then we'll name the integer a. And we'll actually do that for a few more. Declare -i b, declare -i c, and then declare -i, and then we'll name this one as for total. So now it'll come down and then we'll do an echo enter first number, and then you'll read this into a, and then we'll repeat this for b and c. Enter second number, read b, and echo enter third number, and then read c. So now that you have the three numeric values, you're going to get a choice list between the two choices to either add the three values or give you the mean of the three values. So we'll print a statement, we'll echo it, and we will say, what choice would you like to make? Alright, so now we'll say, if you type in P, then we will add the three values, and then we'll say if you put in V, give mean of three values. So now whatever choice they make will read into a variable that we'll define here called choice in all caps. Doesn't matter what you name it, it is your choice. So now we're actually going to do a case statement. So for a case statement in bash, you're going to type in case, and then you're going to put the variable that is going to have the different cases. So in this case, it will be choice in all caps. And then, so once again, we're using the the $ to get the value from choice, and then we're saying case of the value of choice in. You have to have this in keyword for the case statement to work. And then we're going to go down, do a tab, and then we're going to put the capital P, which should be a capital P up here. Making sure, okay. But even if they type in a lowercase p, let's put the vertical line. I don't even know what that thing is called, but the shift of the backslash, and then we will close this. There's actually not another parentheses on this side, it's just this one here. And then we'll say tote will equal, and then the value from A plus the value from B plus the value from C. B and then C. Now if there's any space between any of these, it will give you an error, which I encountered earlier. So make sure when you're typing these, which it looks like there's an error here somewhere, just to make sure. Plus the value C. Alright, yeah. So just make sure when you're doing a statement like that, that everything is cluttered together, I guess you could say, no spaces. Because I believe Bash is very sensitive about white spaces. So then we'll echo the value of tote. And then to end this case, we'll do 2 semicolons. Now for the next case, which will be if they put in a capital V or a lowercase v, we will have tote equal the same thing, value of A plus the value of B plus the value of C, and then have totes equal to the value of tote itself divided by 3. So this will give you your mean. Then from here we'll close that case, and then we'll have an extra case saying if they type in anything else except the ones we've defined, so this is actually the asterisk, then we will echo bad command, whatever, and we'll actually close the case statement by using ESEC, case backwards, and then exit 0. Now we'll save it, and now do cmod again, u plus x, and then the name of our script, which we did, we.sh. Alright, so now to run it, we.sh, enter my first 8, 12, 23, whatever. What choice do I want to make? I will add the 3 values. And as you see, we get the value 43. Now if we run it again, I put in 8, 12, 23, but this time I put in v. Let's put lowercase v. It didn't give it to me. So we did something wrong. So if we go back into the script, let's see, tote will equal the value of tote divided by 3, but we didn't tell it to print. Echo the value of tote. Save it, exit it. Oops. Alright, 8, 12, 23, V. There you go. So since it's just using the slash for division, it doesn't do a remainder, but you could program it to do such. So actually let's try and implement the first script into this script here. Actually, we'll expand on the script we have now. So let's go back into we and say once it echoes a bad command, we'll have it sleep for 5 seconds, and then have it run itself again. Which is a good thing I like about Bash, is you can have your own script run itself. Well, I keep doing it. So picking back up where we left off, you want to enter the three numbers, 18, 12, 24, 23. And we're going to give an incorrect command. Let's put in A. And you see it says bad command. It'll wait the seconds that we specified, and then it'll run itself again. So that's a good thing about bash scripting, is that you can run the same script within itself, since it is a command that you're running in the bash terminal. So if we were to link this we.sh script that we just made with the bash find, let's go to bash find, and then actually let's go into the code for bash find, because I've already edited it. So what we added here is we added this sleep for 2 seconds, and then we're gonna run whatever file that we specify that we're looking for here. So if we were to run this here, we'll do bash find.sh, then we'll enter file name that we specified. So let's specify the we.sh. Our file does exist, and then it runs the command. So that's a basic introduction to bash scripting. What I didn't go over actually is what will happen if we were to enter a file that was found but is not executable, like sample. So my file exists, but as you see, sample file doesn't have a actual permission to execute. And even if we were to execute it, we go into sample. Sample doesn't really have any commands. It was just a text line we added. So that would be one part of the actual bash find script that we will have to edit to make sure that if we're looking for a file alone, then it'll just specify that a file exists or not. Or if we're looking for a file that is actually executable and we want to execute it, it'll run it into a different fashion. And that may be a different video that we can like build upon from here. But that's a basic tutorial of or introduction to bash scripting. I hope you guys liked it. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, your grandparents, your neighbor next door. You know, the whole 9 yards. So I appreciate you guys watching. See you again next time.